If you've been following my book talk TikTok career for any amount of time, you will know that it's usually the case that I enjoy a classic novel. Novels that have been agreed upon to be very good, literary fiction that has stood the test of time. These are my jams. I like them very much. They turn my brain on and make it think. But I wanted to share with you some 5 classic pieces of literature that I have on my TBR shelf that are, queued up for me to read next. The first one that I have here is S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders, written in the 60s, possibly too young to be a classic, but it has the look of a classic. The discourse around it, I feel like, is kind of classical in its, nature. So I'm going to count it. Never read it, heard people read it. I would like to read it. Don't know what it's about, but it even smells like a classic. East of Eden, John Steinbeck. I have not read a John Steinbeck since Of Mice and Men, which I'm praying is a John Steinbeck. Otherwise, you guys will think that I'm stupid. But yeah, that's the only one I've read. I've read Of Mice and Men, whoever wrote it. But I've never read much Steinbeck at all either way. Excited to read East of Eden because I've heard it's very, very good. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This is one that I read between my junior and senior year of high school for summer reading. I was the only person in my class to read this one, so I don't know anyone else who's read this book, but I'm sure there are people all over the internet who have. Excited to read it again. I remember it making me very uncomfortable with how much unattached sexual intercourse was in this. Well, like not heavy descriptions like romance novel, just like how blasé they were about just sleeping with everyone available to sleep with. I remember that making me uncomfortable as a young man. But yeah, ready to reread this and examine it, compare it to our current dystopia. Another one from high school, To Kill a Mockingbird. I have not read this since, probably 9th grade. I know it's very good. I talk about it a lot. I say Boo Radley a lot. And I remember it just being a very, very, very good book that taught good lessons, and I'd like to read it again. And finally, Crime and Punishment. I have read Dostoevsky before when I read Notes from Underground. I'm told that this is easier to read despite being much longer. There are so many words in this book. I'm terrified. But I'm excited to give it a try. So those are the classics that are on my TBR. Who knows when I'll get to them, but you can help me order them by priority in the comments. Tell me what's the best, tell me what's the worst, and I'm going to get into them here soon. But would love to know your opinions as always. Thanks so much for watching.